Hey guys, it's Emery, and we have Sioux here behind us. She's one of our expecting mamas, and she is due any minute, literally. She is at, I think, 357 days, so like a week out from being at a year. So last night, me and JR were up and down checking on this girl a lot. She herself was getting up and down, and we thought she would go into labor, but she never did, and we called the vet just to check with him since it's Easter weekend, and we knew it would be a little harder to get hold of him, and he thought it just sounded like the foal was getting in position, and everything sounded okay. So it's just kind of a waiting game. She looks like she could go tonight, but you never know. Last night was the full moon, so we really thought she was going to go last night, but she didn't. She loves attention. But her bag is pretty full. We haven't seen any waxing. You can see under there. She is a maiden mare. She's a first-time mama. She's very sunk in. She's not super loose in her rear, but she's looser than she was. She's looser than she was. So we are ready for this foal, and I'm sure Sioux is too. Hopefully it's sooner than later. And if she goes this weekend, it would be a little Easter foal. This is Friday. It's Good Friday. So that would be fun. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Hey guys, it's the next day. It's April 8th today, and still no baby, as you can see. We were up and down all night again, keeping watch. She looked like she was maybe starting to go into labor, we thought, but another false alarm. Still no baby. We're still waiting. She's pretty relaxed today. She's not stressed at all or anything. Hope this baby gets here soon. Oh my goodness, it's April 10th and still no baby. I think Sioux decided not to have a baby. What are you doing, holding it hostage? So again, she's a year pregnant on the 15th. So a couple days before that, I'm sure we'll be calling the vet, seeing what he thinks. He will not induce until after that year mark. Okay guys, we think it's happening. We're on our way out. It looked like from the window Sioux was in labor. So we'll go see. I'm not gonna say much because I don't want to bother her. So we're just gonna watch right now. So the foal was actually presenting itself a little off. The correct position for easy birthing would be for the foal's feet, both front feet, to be out in front of it and its nose on top of it. But this little foal was coming out kind of twisted, its head to the side of its legs, the legs were crossed, and one leg was kind of back a little bit. So that causes it to be a little hard to push him out for the mama. We gave her a little time to try on her own, but then JR went in there and assisted. And yeah, it's better not to get involved, but when the foal's coming out a little off like that, and it's a first-time mama, and it looks like it's a big baby, it's just better to be safe than sorry. There we go. In the video, it kind of looks like Jared's pulling pretty hard, but he's not. He's only putting a little pressure on the foal, and when the mama has a contraction, then he'll just gently pull with that contraction. But he wasn't pulling really hard right there. I know it looks like it, but he wasn't. Here it's moving. Its mouth's moving. Oh.
It's a sorrow.
Oh. Good job, Mama. Oh, look at Sioux. Poor girl. You're okay, Sioux. You're okay, baby. JR did check to see what sex the foal was, and it's a little boy. A baby horse that's a boy is called a colt.
So what's happening now is that umbilical cord is still attached to the placenta, and the placenta is still attached to the uterine wall. She's going to lay there, and that placenta is going to shed and probably help pull out from that pressure of that cord, and help shed from the pressure of that cord. So a lot of people jump in there and cut that cord, but it messes up the natural process to where the placenta may not come all out on its own. So I've of the school of thought, let nature take its course. Now I know I helped a little bit, but its head was twisted to the side, which isn't just perfectly ideal, and that's head being twisted what was keeping that other foot back. And I knew with her being a full year bred, it would be a really big foal, and she's a maiden mare. So all I did was put about 20 pounds of pull every time she would push. I didn't try to pull the baby out, I just helped it a little tiny bit. Now I've done that dozens of times in my life, so I know when to do it and when not to do it.
And really quick, if you don't know, we did a live on the birth, and you can go to our live section and find that video. It's still up, and you can watch the whole birth from her pushing it out to when the foal's up and nursing. Here, she's looking at. She just doesn't want to have to move. There we go. I don't remember the time frames exactly, but Sioux probably laid there for a good hour after giving birth. She waited for the placenta to finish coming out, expelling, before she even thought about getting up. The foal was trying to stand up even before his mama stood back up. So we went and got some grain, and she stood up for the grain. She was hungry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Now I'd like for the baby to start trying to get up. Or her milk bag does it look very full?
I just put her right in front of me.
Doesn't look extremely full.
This little guy only attempted to stand up a couple times, wiggling his legs, and then all of a sudden he just popped up and totally surprised us. We have never seen a foal just pop up on his feet like that, and he didn't fall back down.
He did it.
Once he was up, he was up.
Good job. Look at you. Good job.
Yeah, that was his first try.
Once the foal was up, it wasn't long, and he was nursing, getting that colostrum in him. We saw him go potty. Mama was good with him nursing, so we all went back to bed and got a little bit more sleep. It is Wednesday, April 12th, and Sioux has finally had her foal. There he is. It's a little boy, little colt. Hi, baby. That was such a long wait for everybody, yeah. She went 362 days, almost a full year. So an interesting fact about Sioux is she was actually a bottle baby. And she had a mama who had another foal on her that kind of would take care of her, but didn't feed her. They gave her a bottle. So we were a little concerned how she would react to her foal, just not having the experience of being with her mama, but she's done very well. They're both doing very good. So she's hungry, so I'm gonna go ahead and get her food, and then we'll look at the baby a little bit more. Okay, we got her grain, a mare and foal feed, and then I added some electrolyte powder, which was actually gifted to us by one of you guys, one of our viewers. So if that was you, thank you so much. It's gonna be very helpful to Sioux this morning. And there he is, little guy's nursing away. And he's a pretty big boy. I can't wait to weigh him once JR's home a little bit later. Again, like Chablis' labor, JR and the kids got up and went to school and work. Once they're home, once JR's home, then we'll weigh the baby. And we'll think of a name. Okay guys, so a little bit of bad news. After looking at Sioux earlier this morning, I realized she had actually torn during labor. Pretty bad. Not the worst, but not good either. So we called the vet, made an appointment at 5 today. It's as soon as he could get her in. So once JR's home, we're going to take Sioux and her little foal and go to the vet and get her all fixed, all stitched up.
All right, my vet's in here in Rolla, and this vet's name is Dr. Berger with Animal Health Center, and he does the best stitching of any vet I've ever seen. And because the baby's head was turned and was on the outside of its two legs, so its two legs were here and its head was on this side, it made an extra wide berth, and that caused some tearing around the vulva, and we're gonna have it stitched up. I've had this vet for 15 years and I've never seen a vet do better stitching than this guy. So she's in good hands, and we'll go in there and get them health checked while we're here, and let's go unload the mare and baby.
You okay, buddy?
Yep. There we are. There we are. Everybody's good. Yeah,
Good,
check it out.
Mommy.
Check it out, Mom. All right. Let's come in here, honey. And your baby's coming along. Well, we're going to hold the baby right here by Mom. She's pretty nervous.
Yeah.
Right. Baby needs to stay pretty close.
I already told all my viewers that you're the best sewer I've ever seen.
Well,
So you can't let them down now.
Well, I don't want to. Okay.
Oh, poor girl.
She is bruised up. We need to check inside also. So let me take a listen to her, make sure everything sounds okay. And then we need to make things better.
Dr. Berger gave Sioux an antibiotic and then some numbing medication, pain reliever, before he started examining her further and doing the surgical procedure. Right here, he's just prepping her and cleaning her up.
I feel abrasions, but I do not feel full thickness tears in that area. And the real big deal is we do not see a rectovaginal tear. So we can get a tear during the birthing process that goes up to the rectum. You can actually perforate into the rectum and make basically two separate exits into one. And that's not great. We do not have that injury. So that was part of the purpose of that examination, was just to make sure that even though it wasn't visible on the outside, to make sure it was not visible or not palpable on the inside, that injury didn't exist, that it does not. Okay. So what we have is pretty much all external stretching and tearing, and one of which, the largest of which here, I wanted to bride that and repair it. Fortunately, these are all injuries that look kind of worse than they are for long term. Mm-hmm. These are things that should heal and should heal pretty well.
And Dr. Berger ended up putting quite a few stitches in. There were like 3 or 4 tears, I believe, that he stitched up.
Now it's just a matter of closing.
And the little foal stayed really calm. He's so young that he didn't have much fear yet. And he just stayed right by Mama. And he got a lot of attention from everybody. Everybody doted on him. All the nurses loved him. Oh, and once we got home, we did weigh the foal. But unfortunately, the video didn't record. But he weighed in at 116 pounds. So that's a pretty big baby, especially for a first-time mommy. And then with his positioning being off during delivery, it makes sense that Sioux had some issues, and she tore a little bit.
Yeah, feel good.
We need some 2-OP, please.
Follow your baby.
We were at the vet for a couple hours, but the actual procedure, start to finish, probably only took about an hour. And then we were ready to go home. I'm sure Sioux is ready to go home. She has to be exhausted.
Here you go, baby.
I think, yeah, front.
Yay! Okay. Heading home. Okay, guys, so we got them home yesterday. This is the next day. This is the 13th. Sioux is doing pretty good. I think she's uncomfortable, but some of the swelling's gone down. Your little guy's doing pretty good. She's eating good, and we have her on the pain medication and the antibiotic. The vet did a really good job stitching her up, and it looks really good. So I think everything will be fine. She's not going to be able to breed on her full heat, so breeding to Oliver is out of the question right now. The vet did say, like, on her following full heat, she probably is would be healed up enough to breed. So about, I don't know, a month and a half from now. But we're just going to take it day by day, wait and see. Definitely don't want to push her. Little guy's doing good though. Her milk came in really good. He's guzzling it down. She's kind of a protective mama. Yeah, but that's good. She's doing a good job.
So we did decide on a name for this little guy. we decided to name him Lakota. So his mama's name is Sioux, like the Sioux Indians, the Sioux warriors. We do call her Sioux, but that's just a funny little thing for our family because our daughter looked at her registration papers when we first got her and mispronounced her name as Sioux. So it just kind of stuck, and we think it's really funny. But we had been looking for a name that would kind of go with Sioux or Sioux, and one of our viewers, I believe it was Hummingbird Chirp, mentioned the name Lakota. And Lakota was actually the Sioux warriors, the Sioux tribe's spiritual leader, Chief Sitting Bull, and his real name was Lakota. So we thought that was really cool, and the names kind of just match a little bit. So that's his name. This is Lakota. He's being so sweet here. I'm just going to let this video play out so you can watch it if you want. And if you can, go and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it. And subscribing just shows us that you like what you're seeing. It supports our channel and helps its growth. And it helps support our horses, and we really appreciate it. And if you can give Lakota a thumbs up, we really appreciate that too. Thank you so much for all the support from you guys, and God bless every one of you.